When is this rain ever gonna stop? It's been 4 or 5 weeks of just rain, constant rain, and the odd hour here, the odd hour there. Everything gets overgrown, doesn't it, and just absolutely long. And so now we're left with a couple of days where it's not been too bad, and we need to do some tidying up on this lawn. It's desperate for a cut, so I'm going to be giving it a cut. Now, it looks like most of the new seed has actually come through now. There is just a couple of bits under the trees which are not as thick as I would like. So I'm going to be tackling those a little bit later on in the video. And I've got something pretty cool to help me out with that. And we've also got quite a few weeds coming into the lawn as well, which is always the case after a lot of rain. Now, it's also looking pretty lacking in colour. Because of all the rain, it's washed a lot of the nutrients right through. So we need to get those topped back up again, give it a cut. It's going to look a bit unhappy for a few days, but let's see what we can do to bring it back. Right, I've got myself a Proplugger, and it's just like a manual aerator in a way. So you can go down to a depth of 2 inch or 4 inch or 6 inch, and you're just making holes and taking a plug out. What can you do with these? You can use these for planting bulbs, hundreds if not thousands of bulbs. Shove it in, pull it out, put your bulb in, put the soil back on top, and that's that. It's a much quicker way, saves you having to bend down on your knees into the ground. Now the other thing you can do as well is take good pieces of grass and go and patch up poor pieces of grass which have died. I'm going to show you that in a second. And the other thing that you can do with this, if you have got any poa annua or weed grasses in your lawn which are nice and small, off you go, take it out, chuck it in the bin and put some nice fresh grass seed in. Job done. Let's crack on. So the grass is looking actually not too bad. It's held up quite well. It needs some nutrients now. But down here, this is what I was talking about, a bit of thinning here. Just at the side and just the odd little bit. So what you can do, you can shove it in or you can step on it, give it a twist and pull. And you've got a fantastic hole there, which is a good 6 inches deep. This will be really good on clay soil actually. Now you can actually make more than one hole at a time. Bit of a twist and done. Bit of a twist and done. Oh, we're hitting a hole there, something hard. So we'll come here, bit of a twist and done. And if you want to reuse these good cores in the soil up there, all you have to do is tip it upside down. And there you go. So we've already got here, as you see, a nice core ready for transplanting up there. There's no thatch whatsoever, and the roots are right down here. So the roots are a good 6 inches in length. Right, so we've got here one that's been damaged. We're going to take that out and transplant the new one in. That's the new one. Put that right on the middle. Twist. And out. And take the good one. Pop it in. Done. Just needs a bit of extra soil down there first. That's it. Job done. Bit more. We've got some worm activity, which is fantastic. Done, transplanted. Now because it's tapered, it's smaller at the bottom and gets wider at the top. It means whatever goes in there will easily fall down the tube and come out the top end. It works really well. And it saves you back. It really does save you back. If you like to plant lots of bulbs, this is one of them where you don't have to be on your hands and knees all the time. You can do it from a standing up position. It's faster and it's just really good, especially for transplanting pieces of grass. So we'll take out this one here. Twist. And one there. Twist. And one there. Twist. That's 3. And I think we've got room for one more, which I shall put there. That's your 4. Tap them out there. And then, quite simply, we'll just pop the new ones in. But I'm going to put some soil in as well, just to make sure we've got decent levels. Because they do break apart depending on your soil type. But I'll tell you something, these are really good. They're really good, going down 6 inches. And it's going to be really good for improving clay soils. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to use a lot of this soil here and then just put a core on top. So we've now got, where it was plain, we've got grass. And in time, the grass will spread to fill. Those gaps. So we've now got the holes where we took the good grass from. What we're going to do, we're going to fill those up with soil. Got a nice sandy soil here. And this is what you can do with clay lawns. You can use this, okay, all across your lawn. And it's a lot easier. And because it's going down 6 inches and it's a decent sized hole, it's going to do some good. Make sure you put a tiny bit of gypsum in with the soil and a tiny bit of compost. So you're just improving the soil that you've got. Okay, we're filling these holes up. Little stone and a stick. Just make sure you give them a push down, because that's what you got to do. First thing I'm going to do, just put that one down a bit more, that one down a bit more. I'm just leaving about 1 centimetre at the top. And what I'm doing with that, I'm just going to sprinkle some of the same seeds on, which are on this lawn, which is Hurrell's HPG CSI, creeping perennial ryegrass. Okay, and I'm just going to lightly cover a nice worm again. I'm liking these worms in the soil. Lightly cover the seeds, a bit of a gentle press down, and just work it so you're not smothering any of the other grasses. Okay. So these seeds will take a week or two, but even if they didn't, it would eventually creep in. But that will take some time, but it will eventually get to where it needs to be. You just need to fill it with soil so the runners can creep through the grass. You get the runners across the surface, just underneath at the bottom. They come across and you get a new shoot popping up. That is what we call a creeping grass. So that is it. Worked in. Not smothering the blades of grass that's already there. And so those will come through in the next couple of weeks. We just need to try and keep them damp, which is not a problem at the minute with the weather we're having. Now I've got one more area that we need to address. So here we've got a dog wee burn. Since we took the fleecing off, the dog stayed off the lawn for several weeks. But it's only the last sort of 2 or 3 weeks she started coming on the lawn, and she's doing both front and back of a business. And it's making the grass grow in little spots, as you know what it's like. So when you are repairing a dog wee burn, it's no good just scratching the surface and chucking seed on and covering, because if the wee was strong, it would have gone down a little way into the soil. So you need to remove at least 1 inch or 2 of soil and then replace with fresh soil, and then the seeds. So you've got choices here. You can go down 6 inches if you want to guarantee plenty of fresh soil, or you can use a 2 inch or the 4 inch. It really does not matter. As long as you go down at least a couple of inch, and it's actually numbered here, 2, and it's got a 4 on top of there. So if we go to the 2 inch, you just sit that on there, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this soil. Okay, in fact, I'll just work my way. This is actually, look at this. How easy is this? Wow, as easy as that. And all that mucky soil's in there to be chucked away. How quick was that? I'm actually really impressed with that. Right, fresh soil. More fresh soil, stones. Build it up in layers, firm it down. Put some more in until you are about 1 centimetre from the top. Okay, we're not far at that. And just chuck some fresh seeds on. A bit too many there, but it's fine. And a quick rub over the top between your hands. So you've got a thin layer of soil or compost over the top. And then just a gentle firm down. And again, the soil around the edge does not want to be smothering the good grass. So just gently around the edges, just feather it. And make sure that's firm down. So the wind can't blow it away. Heavy rain won't wash it away much unless we get a real bad downpour, and it stops the birds. So what a fantastic way to sort your lawn out. So I actually really like this Proplugger. It's really good. That's all the rubbish soil. Easy peasy. I've had a look on Amazon and some of the reviews on there. One guy's actually planted 4,000 bulbs with this. So yeah, for bulbs. So obviously for bulbs, you make a hole at whatever depth you want, put your bulb in, tip the soil back on top, or take the core out with the grass in and put it back on top. Depends if you're doing it in your borders or in your lawn. But that's how you do it, and it's dead easy, saves you bending down on your hands and saves your knees. This, I feel, is going to be very good for clay lawns. Because it is wider, it will allow more water to get in. It's still only going down a maximum of 6 inches, but that is a decent amount where you can change clay soil and put normal soil in with a bit of compost and a tiny bit of gypsum, just to improve drainage. Now, I haven't tried this on clay soil yet, so it may stick, but it shouldn't be too hard because it chamfers and bigger and bigger and bigger. So that would be another way to improve your lawn. And again, I've used this now for repairing a dog wee burn very easily, and you can use it for transplanting some good grass into an area where it's not so good, and then just chuck a bit on there or wait for it to fill in. Now, my last little tip. Okay, get yourself some plant pots. I tell this to all my customers, but I don't think I've mentioned it too much on this channel. These are about 6 inches deep and maybe 6 or 7 or 8 inches wide. Fill them up with soil. Okay, there's one. And there's 2. Take your grass seed, grow some grass. Yeah. Just firm it down a bit, and a thin layer of soil on top. And that's it. Just make sure you water them for the first few weeks and leave them somewhere at the side of your house. When your dog does a wee, get your Proplugger, take it out, and then with this, boom, 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 boom. You can get 1, 2, 3, at least 4 or 5 out of there, 4 or 5 out of there. That's 10 pieces of grass. Take the old out, transplant 10 in, job done. It's as simple as that. Yeah, so when you've done, just take the soil out, keep hold of these. Comes with one of these Velcro strap things, just put it through there and just attach it to your handle. Because I guarantee that one day you want them, you will not be able to find them. It's always the case, isn't it? So I'll actually leave a link for this in the description and a pinned comment down below the video if you want to check it out and get one for yourself. So, final task for today. I'm going to stick some of my emerald green on. It's a wetting agent with a few other nutrients in there that help the plant. It replenishes nutrients and helps new seeds to germinate. So, my lawn is about 4 litres. I've put about 6 in here. So I'll end up going over it probably 1.5, 2 times, something like that, depending on how fast I go. So, you don't have to be super accurate with this. I've got some here already made up in bulk, so I'm just going to splash a bit in. And again, I'll link to the emerald green in the description below.
Dance for me, easy tiger, easy, let your hair down. Come closer.
So yeah, basically you just give it a bit of a brief watering in the emerald green, and the wetting agent will help hold water around the roots, as well as allow water to penetrate through any sort of hydrophobic soil, even though there isn't a lot of that at the moment. But it is putting a lot of other stuff in there, which basically, if your lawn is under stress from drought, other things like that, within a couple of weeks, usually it's recovered. But it's just restoring the health of the plant. Thanks for watching, as per usual. Questions, comments, leave them down below. Please give us a thumbs up. That's what we want. We want a thumbs up. And we also would like you to subscribe if you've enjoyed it, but only if you've enjoyed it. If you haven't enjoyed it, please don't subscribe. But otherwise, please click that subscribe button and we will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. See you again.